It all started 3 weeks after I moved into the pristine neighborhood of Maple Creek. The house was great, the neighbors seemed friendly, and then I met Karen. Karen, I never learned her real name, but she wore the title like a crown, was the self-appointed queen of the homeowners association. My first sin, apparently, was the shade of my welcome mat. It was festive, which was unregulated. My second and far more egregious sin was the placement of my city-issued trash receptacle. "It needs to be behind the mailbox," she informed me, clipboard in hand, during her morning patrol. "It is behind the mailbox," I said, confused. "No," she said, her voice dripping with condescension. "The bylaws state precisely 36 inches from the curb and fully obscured from the street view by the primary mailbox structure. Yours is 34 inches, and I can see the left handle." I apologized, moved it 2 inches, and figured that was that. It was not. The next trash day, I found my can tipped over, contents spilled across the driveway. I sighed, cleaned it up, and blamed the wind. The next week, it happened again. This time, a lovely mix of coffee grounds and eggshells was plastered to my pavement. The wind had been dead calm all night. I installed a small security camera, the kind that looks like a birdhouse. Sure enough, the following Tuesday, 3:15 a.m., footage captured Karen, clad in a pink velour tracksuit, marching up to my curb. She didn't just knock it over. She gave it a vicious two-handed shove, spilling the contents before marching off, visibly satisfied. I was furious. I sent the footage to the HOA board. Their response? A warning for me. For improperly secured refuse, which they claimed invited vigilantism. Karen, it turned out, was the board. I tried straps. She cut them. I tried chaining it to the mailbox. I got a $50 fine for unapproved modifications to the mail structure. I was losing my mind. Every Tuesday, I'd wake up to a mess. I was being fined for the mess she was making. I'd had enough. My compliance had failed. It was time for malice. That Saturday, I went to the hardware store. I bought an identical city-issued trash can, a perfect twin to my own. I also bought 2 80-pound bags of Quick-Rite. I wheeled the new empty can into my garage, mixed the concrete inside it, and let it set for 2 days. It was perfect. The bottom 2/3 were a solid 160-pound block of sheer spite. I topped it off with a single light bag of trash from the kitchen, just to make it look authentic. On Monday night, under the cover of darkness, I swapped the cans. I placed the war can, as I called it, exactly 34 inches from the curb. I aimed my birdhouse camera. I went to bed giddy. The alarm on my phone buzzed at 3:14 a.m. I didn't need it. I was already watching the live feed. At 3:15 a.m., right on schedule, the pink velour tracksuit appeared. Karen marched up, her face set in its usual smug scowl. She reached out, placed both hands on the rim, braced herself, and shoved. The can, of course, did not budge. Karen, however, did. All of her momentum, expecting to topple 20 pounds of plastic, met 160 pounds of solid rock. She was repelled backward, stumbling off the curb and landing hard on her tracksuit-covered rear. She sat there for a second, utterly baffled. She looked at her hands. She looked at the can. It was incomprehensible. This, I thought, would be the end of it. She'd be confused and sore and would leave it alone. But I underestimated her obsessive rage. She got up, brushed herself off, and glared at the can as if it had personally insulted her. She narrowed her eyes, squared her shoulders, and decided to kick it. It was, without a doubt, the most satisfying sound I have ever heard. It was not the thwack of a boot on hollow plastic. It was the sickening, solid thud of a foot connecting with concrete, followed by a shriek that I'm surprised didn't wake the entire neighborhood. She crumpled to the ground, clutching her foot, rocking back and forth. The birdhouse camera, bless its heart, captured every glorious high-definition second of it. She limped away, defeated. The next morning, I swapped the cans back before the real trash truck came. Karen was on crutches for 2 weeks. She never made eye contact with me again. And my trash can, placed precisely 34 inches from the curb, was never touched.